Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, Sabrina Daly and Paul Lopez.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Paul Lopez.
And good morning, Paul. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing fine. It is August 20th, 2026. Yes. The days are flying by so quickly. Believe it or not, we are already headed into September. And I'm personally looking forward to celebrating the month of September because it's the Belize birthday, and then also everybody will create Belize birthday and birthday month as well. So either September the 11th, just so you're aware.
Okay.
And so I'm looking forward to a celebratory month, right?
All right.
It's literally only 3 weeks away from September the 11th, but we're only like 2 weeks away, or a little bit less than that, from the month of September. So I'm looking forward to it. But I'm also looking forward to this morning's show and to engage you all, our guests. So I want to thank you all, wherever you are this morning, whatever you're doing. I want to thank you so much for starting your morning right with us, right here on Open Your Eyes.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful Thursday morning here in Belize City. I know that a lot of us have been talking about how warm the days have been for the better part of this week. So hot.
And sometimes that because the sun not even like the out day, like
it's just very humid.
Very humid.
Very humid right now. But you know, for me, I prefer to have hot sunny days versus mucky wet days.
Well, these are days too. You also really have to monitor your body odor. You know, not like for real because it just could catch you off guard. 1 minute. You smell good, and then by midday, like, what smells so? What
that
mean?
Conversation went.
No, I'm telling you.
Pull out the styrofoam.
It's a side note, but you know, I'm sure a lot of people will thank me for it.
Paul, you just too much. And so on that note, I'm going to head over here and jump into the conversations that we have lined up for you guys this morning. I'm sorry, still not recovering from that. We're going to start things off with some wonderful news. As you guys know, last night was the annual Media Awards hosted by the Caribbean Broadcasting Union. And of course, we have some wonderful recognition or award highlights to announce later on in our show. And so we'll be joined by some of the winning reporters who walked away with awards last night. And then the current state of tourism, preparing Belize for the high season. We'll be joined by the president of the Belize Tourism Association. And then, as Paul was mentioning, we are getting closer and closer to the September celebrations. And it's all about Belize at 45, unveiling the 2026 September celebrations calendar and Belize at 45 National Art Exhibit. So we'll be having that conversation as well. And then we close things off with Back to School Hair Drive, helping kids look and feel their best. Paul, over to you.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. I'm looking forward to each and every conversation this morning. But before we get into those conversations, here are some things you need to know before you leave your home. And I know one lot of way tired of talk about pageant. Listen, I feel like I know we talk about pageantry from Monday. But this Miss Universe thing me so hot this week that the story continues. And last night we learned that the recently tapped Miss Universe Belize director Destiny Wagner has now submitted her resignation. I done with this. I tired. I can't deal with it no more. She's resigned. We're going to be talking about that. And then talking about resignation, the unions are calling for the resignation of Chairman Mark-Helm Lizarraga at BTL. Well, PM said essentially he not got nowhere to go because as far as he's concerned, Lizarraga and those board members that the unions called out did nothing wrong. We're going to be talking about that. And then thirdly, CXC sounds the alarm after 35,000 plus candidates skipped exams. And so we're going to be discussing the state of examination at the primary school and high school level, and of course what's really taking place across the Caribbean with these examinations. Fourth, will your BEL bill keep changing monthly? Yesterday, BEL announced PUC's approval for an increase in its rates. We're going to be talking about that because a lot of people vexed because of the cost of living and the financial state of affairs in this country. For here, something else gone up. I know that nothing easy for tech. And then last but certainly not least, KTV The Remix. Vote and get your tickets for the season finale. It's going to be a show. Yes, these are the top final 3 competitors, and they take the stage one final time on Tuesday night. We're going to be talking about what can be expected from that night's show. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the couch and send it back to you, Sabrina.
Alrighty, thank you very much for that, Paul. And just as we normally do, we want to send a good morning to all of our viewers trickling in at this time. I don't have my phone on me. I didn't realize that I didn't bring it with me on set this morning, but certainly a good morning to all of our usuals who join us on a daily basis. I know Samson Jacobs, Michelle, Esther, they all normally start their morning very early with us. I almost feel like they set an alarm, Paul, even to join us in the morning. So it's always a pleasure having them here. And of course, I cannot forget to mention our YouTube viewers. Please, not come at me. I promise I just don't. I struggle to read your handles on YouTube. That's really just it. But I know that we do have a healthy following as well.
Adelena, my phone, Sabrina, right?
Passing it over.
Not swipe left because there's problems early in the morning.
Oh my God. Well, here's a different question. Winston Hope said, how much do you bench press, Paul?
Why? Thanks, man. I take that as a compliment.
And then it said, no bench over the normal because you want to smell sour. That's when it is. And no, I'm just adding that in because you... Alrighty. Of course, Wilbert Zelaya say, congratulations on your winning award. GBM, do continue to be blessed. Francisco Madrid, good morning, Belize. Ras Welch, good morning, Sabrina and Paul. Cher Rivera, good morning to you. Michelle Sampson, as always, good morning. Yeah. Look at you to get compliment. You'd work out, Paul. All right, let's jump into it. I know we have loads that we want to highlight this morning. And perhaps we can begin with some of the heavier news coming out of our newscast last night. Certainly what a lot of people have been waiting on was what an official response would be from the Prime Minister after we heard from the unions on Tuesday. And so they had several statements that they were putting forward from the NTUCB, the PSU, the BNTU. But one of the driving messages that they mentioned, Paul, was that they wanted to see this board rescind their vote. And they also wanted one particular person, including others, but one standout person to step down and walk away, and even in some cases without benefits even. And that is the chairman of the board, Mr. Mark-Helm Lizarraga. And I'll admit, like I felt like they were very firm on their stance. I even asked Isani yesterday, do we see that being realistic, that Mr. Lizarraga would actually have to step aside because of their vote and their stance that they took and how it contradicts what the cabinet thought or decided on ultimately? Well, we since learned that the Prime Minister is not having it. He just said, look, when they don't do nothing wrong. They did their jobs. They essentially said that we needed more due diligence. They voted. Well, he mentioned due diligence, but he's essentially saying, I'm sticking beside him. Right. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stick beside him. He did stick beside him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. So the calls from the unions, just so we're clear, are for the immediate resignation of Markham Lizarraga, the immediate resignation of Mr. Arturo Lizarraga, the immediate resignation of Mr. Moises Cal, and the immediate resignation of Mr. Eric
UC.
Right? So those are the four persons that the unions in their joint press conference called out in terms of names and identified specifically. Outside of those persons, though, the union also clarified later on in the press conference that it doesn't mean that they're not calling for a review to be done of the entire board, with the exception of Alan Pollard and Miss Anissa Perdomo, both of whom they celebrated
for voting
no. But there are so it's not that they're saying, oh, these other people good and all will fly well. They're also calling for a review of the entire board, because remember, it's not only about replacing or removing Markham Lizarraga as chairman, but it's also about a demand for the structure of the BTL leadership to change to what is referred to as sort of a tripartite system, right? So they explain that the tripartite system works with Social Security, for example, and it's simply a system where representation is on the board from employers, that is the BCCI, Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, employees or workers, that is the NTUCB, and then the government, right? That this three-part sort of system, leadership, that is the approach that would work in the best interest of the Belizean people and in the best interest of BTL. That is what the unions are arguing. And for that demand specifically, they gave a 90-day ultimatum. Basically say, get this together in 90 days or else. And so after listening to the Prime Minister yesterday, I wonder if the Prime Minister really takes them seriously. Or if it is that he is saying, "Uno ko talk all uno want," but uno, and I just said my opinion, right? Because I know exactly what he said, but this is my interpretation. Uno ko talk all uno want, but I don't know that uno could really create that groundswell for change voters' minds away from giving the administration the type of support that they've received at the polls throughout the last few years, because it all boils down to, at the end of the day, to the type of, or the level of support or the impact that these issues, whether it is the unions rallying or whether it is the People's United Party standing their ground, it all boils down to the impact that these things will have at the polls. And so when the PM said yesterday, one, as to Markham Lizarraga, he said, I don't say what he did wrong. He said that in terms of the argument that the unions are making, that Mr. Lizarraga acted not in the best interest of Belizeans, he's saying that's their opinion and he does not agree with it. PM Brisena is saying that we have to understand, his understanding and argument is that Belizeans have to understand, and the media has to understand, that that vote was not consequential to the overall deal as much as we're making it out to be. That was simply them doing due diligence, and so he doesn't see them that they did anything wrong in that sense. And so now it is for us to see what the union will do, what the union will say, or how the union will respond. Now, Prime Minister Brisena didn't give a definite answer to the demands or to the request to say, we don't entertain any of it, right? He simply said, he took the safe route to say, I will have to look at it, and then I will make a determination. But if his position is so strong and seems to be so firm on Markham Lizarraga's leadership and the leadership of those other board members, I don't know that that press conference was enough. and will
Yeah.
be enough to convince the Brisenia administration to heed to the demands of the unions?
I think though, I think this might only be the start, Paul, especially from what we're hearing from the unions. I know we also heard from President Nadia Khalid of the Belize National Teachers Union, and she also has certain things that she's putting forward, saying that they are prepared to be out there day and night if they have to.
Right.
And so I think this is only the start of the conversations. And I mean, we ultimately have 90 days, which is 3 months, to see what will happen. And they also seem to be having support from the opposition side as well. And so that might also increase their numbers too. But I think this is definitely one that we have to watch closely to see how it further develops. But I want to move things along and keep it on some regional topics. I know that we are in the summer season. However, we have also been hearing some reports coming out of the Caribbean Examination Council, which is known as CXC. And you know, if you've gone to high school here in the Caribbean, you more than likely took a CXC, or maybe you opted out. But they are reporting that there is a record number of candidates not showing up for the examination. And I think that this is so interesting, one, Paul, because CXCs are not mandatory to take. However, it is recommended, especially if you're hoping to further your education here in the region. I know that if you want to attend the University of the West Indies, that is one of the documents that they would ask for in terms of your passing and whatnot. I believe if you decide to transfer over to SJCJC, for example, it's not necessarily a requirement. They more look for your at-lib results. But for me, it kind of begs the question if the CXC is becoming obsolete, if people are not seeing it as important anymore.
You know, it's an interesting question, and it's a conversation that has been happening for at least the last 2 decades. I can only speak about my time. But just to further set some background, what the CXC Council is saying is that they've observed this year tens of thousands of students that signed up for these examinations actually did not show up to take the examinations.
35,000.
35,000 plus. This is across the Caribbean. And I'll tell you something, this idea about whether or not we should take the CXC seriously, whether or not it has any bearing or impact on our future academic pursuits or future career pursuits, has been happening for a long time. My personal experience with CXCs wasn't all that good.
Yeah.
Right? So
did you took CXCs?
I took CXCs. So I took my SBAs. That was a part of the CXC process. I took, then I went on to take CXCs, right? In high school, I think I took about 5 or 6 CXCs, which I was way in over my head. I'll be honest. And so I see a lot of students these days taking 10, 12, 15 and passing.
Yeah, I took 11.
You took 11. Listen, out of the 6 or 7 CXCs, I can't remember correctly, that I took, I'll be honest with you, Sabrina, I passed 1.
Oh.
I failed miserably every single other CXC. Now, I wouldn't want anybody to follow in my footsteps or to go down that path, right? And it's not to say that I wasn't a brilliant child. My mother would tell you I was a brilliant child. At least she would tell you that. Nobody else might have told you that, not even my lecturers at the time. And I didn't take it seriously. I didn't invest enough time. But after the whole process was over, I began to question really how this will impact my future. If I want to go to school, if I want to pursue a job in the region, for example, and my CV does not have that I have CXCs. And up to this point, it has not impacted me significantly. I spent some time studying in Trinidad, right? I spent 5 years studying in Trinidad. And in lieu of my CXC...
Did they ask for your CXCs?
They did.
Okay.
They did, and
But it didn't affect your acceptance.
I told them the only thing I have is a pass in Spanish. And it was Spanish of all things, right? like, como la flor, that's most
That's
I
all
know
he
about
knew.
Spanish. But what they did accept was my grades from my high school grades. Say, all right, cool. You don't have
Yeah.
to say, let's see how you did in high school. It wasn't all that better, but it was better, right?
Yeah.
Still, though, I think a conversation should be had not necessarily about the impact of the examination on career pursuits or academic pursuits, but on the student themselves, and perhaps how this type of examination creates the discipline that a student may need in future educational pursuits or in future career pursuits if they truly commit themselves to completing the SBA thoroughly, if they truly commit themselves to completing the examinations, to showing up and conduct the
Yeah.
examinations, because it builds discipline and it also builds knowledge if you truly commit to it. It just so happens that I didn't take it seriously, and so I didn't have the same experience.
I want to go to some comments here. I see Ras Welch saying, I don't know why people will say the CXC is not important. Because, for
Yeah,
instance,
for
if
sure.
you join the Belize Defense Force or the Police Department and Coast Guard, you get paid for those CXCs.
Wow.
And even some of the government sector work. I didn't know that. This is such an interesting perspective, and thank you so much, Ras Welch, for sharing that, because I'll tell you, during my time of high school, I saw the CXCs as kind of like, the more you pass, the better opportunities you might have. I knew around that time that if you passed a certain amount of CXCs, you got kind of like a grant automatically for tertiary level. So that was my goal. I wanted to get kind of like that partial scholarship. Thankfully, I was able to achieve that. But looking back, I don't know that it was really like something that significantly changed anything for me. I could have probably just taken the amount that was required. It was a lot of stress. And there are many other students who, go and they challenge themselves with independent subjects, taking like 15, 18. We've seen here in Belize students coming out of Edward P. Arc High School, topping the region and then getting bigger scholarships, going at the UWI and getting full ride scholarships. But for the most part, I don't think that it has the same type of perhaps recognition that it once did, at least from young people. And I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of like aging out, but I don't hear young people saying, I want to take 10 plus or I want to take 8 plus,
It's still happening. There are reports all across, because while we're talking about, and we're moving on, but while we're talking about those who did not sit the exams, there are some really good stories out there of students from across the region that successfully completed a lot of exams and have really wonderful stories of their success.
But it's a small percentage, is what I'm saying.
It's a significant percentage.
So, just reading a comment here, Tyler Smith said, 2 CXCs me enough, matter English, and I never need it for anything since I left high school. Michelle Sampson said, only thing I remember about CXC was the stress of doing it and the amount of evening class I had to do.
Gosh.
I don't miss it.
Yes.
I agree with you. A lot of weekends.
Anyways, moving on.
All right, well, let's get into some pageant news again. And I'll tell you, Paul, I have been trying to follow what has been taking place online. I also told Isani yesterday, I feel exhausted by pageant news. But I think this is some huge news coming out of the Miss Universe Belize camp, the franchise that was recently led by former National Director Destiny Wagner. We know that she was the former Miss Earth Belize, then turned Miss Earth. And a lot of the backlash, I think, fell on her because she was the Belizean face in leadership here. But we do know that there's ownership, or the owners are from El Salvador. And so we saw a statement on Tuesday from the organization, which I imagine is from the El Salvador side, essentially outlining what all took place and almost distancing themselves from some of the errors that we saw and people were very critical of, one of them being the Tikal archaeological site that we saw on screen on huge display, of course, the questions that were repeated, and then ultimately questioning the legitimacy of the winner that emerged, who is Callie Rose West. But I think a lot of people were not expecting Destiny to put out a statement yesterday. She said after careful consideration, she has made the decision to resign from her position as National Director of Miss Universe Belize. If you go on to read, she kind of also expressed some of her concerns throughout the entire process. And I was having a discussion about this last night. because I see a lot of people almost bullying Destiny, and I also expressed this yesterday. I don't like that nasty behavior.
Nope.
Stop bullying these girls, especially the ones that are putting themselves forward, which is a very courageous act. And two, the national director, she's being paid by people above her. And so I think a lot of people were really coming down hard on
agree.
Destiny, and I don't like that. I don't like that mean girl energy, right? Or that mean anything energy. And based on what I read last night, it seems that a lot of the decisions and a lot of things that took place was above her.
Right.
And what we saw in the release on Tuesday was a lot of the blame being placed on her as well. And so she ultimately said, this isn't the type of leadership that I want to be under. And so I'm removing myself with peace and love. Adios. And honestly, I couldn't agree more.
When I sat here with April on Tuesday morning, I questioned how much the El Salvador organization or leadership truly cared about the Belize image and the Belize identity. I questioned it, and that was ahead of the organization's release. That was completely out of pocket.
Yeah.
When they
Out of pocket, I like that.
threw basically the Belize team under the
the
bus.
bus, yeah.
And I said, no, man.
But Paul, I spoke about this from the moment, and it was me and Isani, from the moment that the El Salvador people took over the organization. I said, I think there is a level of importance of having Belizean owners because we care about our product,
Exactly,
regardless of having the extra money. It didn't seem like there was all that much extra money involved in this one.
Anyways, and so on Tuesday morning, I gave Destiny grace. I said that at the end of the day, Destiny, as I know her, is a young, ambitious woman that will take on a challenge and see to it that she puts her best foot forward.
Yeah.
And so I was not about, and I'm still not about, to throw her under the bus. And my confidence in her, honestly, was well placed.
Yeah.
I was a bit nervous at first because after her statement, I was like, all right, so where do you truly stand on this and where do you truly stand on certain things? But I'm glad to see that she has a line that you shouldn't cross. And that line begins and ends with no abstract we Belizean people, no abstract we Belizean team, right? I didn't put words in her mouth.
I like it though.
But I'm saying
I get that
no
same feeling.
abstract we, because I just want to sit down here and stand for it and be a puppet, right? And just do your biddings. And that is strength.
Yeah.
That's the representation of a strong woman. So big up you, Destiny. And you know what? Other opportunities will come around for you to truly express your passion. And it is yet to be seen now who, if anybody, will want to take on this national directorship.
Yeah.
Maybe they come to you, Sabrina.
Yeah, it's a good thing I have absolutely no experience in that department. That is not my ministry. But we do have to move things along, and simply because we are running out of time, I want to jump to KTV and remind you guys that it's the finale coming up next week, and so you have to purchase your tickets and vote for your favorites. It was so nice having the finalists on the couch yesterday, Paul.
I saw that.
I was so excited to meet them in person. I'll tell you, I only went to one live show, but I was not able to meet them behind the scenes other than Judson at the supermarket, right? So it was really nice getting to hear a bit of what has been driving them throughout the season. And, as we wind down this particular season 8, I think it's important that we just finish strong. Vote for your favorite. I was joking with Tiana and telling her, this is the season that she finally got it to.
Right.
She finally got to the finale. And so we know she's walking away with something. She's leaving with something. But I think they all want to leave with that $10,000. And so this is the opportunity to vote for them.
The finale show is usually an extravagant event. If I remember correctly, it is, right? It's pomp and circumstance.
Sometimes we even get a live band. I don't know if we're gonna get that this year.
I think you get red carpet sometimes as well.
I don't know. You do anything? You make promises, Paul.
Or maybe I got a vision, right? Yeah. But it's usually a grand show, right?
Yeah.
And so we usually encourage the fans or the audience to come, dress for a little bit, just good, smell good, feel good.
Are you going to go to the live show?
I'm thinking about it because it's the grand finale, right?
Yeah.
We usually get to hear the judges perform.
Yeah.
Every year they criticize.
Fingers crossed.
Uno could sing,
Yeah.
and then we usually hear them sing, and we're like, all right, maybe Uno could sing a little bit.
Yeah.
But, they are good singers. They have great voices, and so we're going to hear that as well. And then, of course, we're going to announce the winner, and that's what everybody's looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the finalists. I know that they have all worked very, very hard. We saw Trevitt talk about how exhausting the process was, but I imagine it's also rewarding as well. He's been able to really refine himself as a performer. He's been able to grow in his confidence to go out and ask for support, which we know from each and every one of what they mentioned is something that's important. You can't do it on your own. Tiana said that was the difference from the last season. This season, she had support. And Judson, he's just been a light. He seems to be really enjoying this entire process. And so I'm just hoping that it ends on a strong note. People come out, purchase your tickets. It's only $5, and it starts at the Bliss at 8 p.m. next week, Tuesday. But we do have to close things off at this time. It's been a wonderful conversation. Thank you so much to all of our viewers who engaged with us. We are going to take a quick break, though, and when we come back, our next conversation is all about celebrating GBM's best, the folks that performed very well at the General Awards, the General Media Awards for the Caribbean Broadcasting Union.
Connection isn't something you switch on. It's something you build together.
Connected through culture.
Culture isn't preserved in silence. It's kept alive through participation.
Connected through education.
Education doesn't always look like a classroom. Sometimes it looks like someone taking the time to teach and someone else choosing to learn.
Connected through sports.
Before the win, before the applause, there's belonging. Here, young people learn more than how to play. They learn how to stand together.
Connected through community.
Community isn't a campaign, it's showing up. Not once, but every time it matters.
Connected through you.
Behind every connection is a person who cares. People who listen. People who stay. We don't just connect services, we connect you to your world.
Connected through every chapter.
SMART, bringing people together.
Every dream begins with an opportunity, and every opportunity has the power to change a life. This year, Belize Bank proudly welcomes 16 outstanding new scholars during its 14th annual Scholarship Awards ceremony, recognizing young Belizeans whose academic excellence, leadership, and determination inspire us all.
When I look around the room today, I see future entrepreneurs who will build businesses. I see future doctors who will heal families. I see engineers who will design infrastructure, teachers which will inspire the next generation.
For Belize Bank, a scholarship is more than financial assistance. It's a commitment to each student's future through guidance, encouragement, and mentorship from members of our management team. Today, we celebrate 16 new scholars, more than 250 lives transformed, one shared future. Because when we empower our youth, we empower our nation.
When your baby feels comfortable, you feel confident. Because every little moment deserves protection you can trust. Kushkin's diapers are designed with ultra-absorbent layers that lock in leaks while staying soft, dry, and gentle on delicate skin. So your baby can play freely. and you can enjoy every smile without worry. Kushkin's diapers. Comfort they feel, protection you trust. Kushkin's diapers and wipes are available countrywide at a supermarket near you.
Insurance fact. Did you know Home Protector Insurance provides liability insurance that is for licensing, public liability insurance for the hotels and guest houses protects the guests staying at the resort, tour operators insurance for on-site tourists, and marine passenger liability for passengers. You take care of your guests, we'll take care of you. Visit any Home Protector Insurance office near you to learn more.
Every business starts with a vision. And every day, Belizean entrepreneurs are turning that vision into reality.
Hi, I'm Rosalie, General Manager of Cards and Merchant Services at the Belize Bank. Today, I am proud to introduce our new solution designed specifically for Belize's small and medium-sized businesses.
Introducing the Belize Bank Advantage MasterCard SME Business Credit Card. Whether you're managing everyday expenses, purchasing inventory, or investing in growth, this card gives your business the flexibility to move forward with confidence. Applying is easy. Visit any Belize Bank branch and speak with one of our SME officers. We'll help you find a solution that best fits your business. Your business is building Belize's future. Let Belize Bank help power what's next.
The next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
We at Full Tech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Full Tech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Full Tech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We are joined by excellence this morning as we jump into our first conversation. GBM takes regional spotlight with multiple wins at the 37th CBU Awards. Now, we've been talking about this, Paul, for the better part of this week and last week. I know that we also announced a couple weeks ago that GBM walked away with a record number of nominations. And we are happy to be joined by some of the winners this morning to talk about what their contributions were and what those winning stories were. Joining me this morning is Brittany Gordon. You guys know her. She's working in the newsroom. She is GBM's reporter and a CBU Award winner. And also with us, Benita Keme Palacio. Last night they called you Kim Girl.
I know.
And she's also a digital content creator in our digital department. Also with us here at GBM and a CBU Award winner. And hosting with me this morning is also one of the winners. We have here with us Paul Lopez. He's a reporter. We know him for talking a lot and having a lot of dad jokes on the morning show. But he also walked away as a winner for this year's CBU Awards. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to join us. Thank you, Paul, for joining me this morning
Had
as
no
well.
choice. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
It's nice to meet both of you. And
Pleasure's all mine.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm
it's
sure
not like we work together every day.
Oh,
Yeah. Now, I know that for you, Brittany, this isn't the first time that you've walked away with awards. Benny, is this your first time winning the Social Media Content Creator Award?
Yes, it is my first time.
It is, but it's not your first time winning an award either.
Last year.
You also won last year. So just to give a quick announcement, GBM walked away with 5 awards last night. We saw 2 from Child Rights Champion, and that was the investigative report, which was won by Paul Lopez. We also had Brittany walking away with Children Who Inspire. And then, of course, we also saw winnings for Benita. She won Best Social Media Content Creator. We also won Best Comedy Item, Paul, because we are actually pretty funny people. I hope you guys know that. And of course, Best Videographer goes out to Rick.
Before you continue, I'd like to go a step farther and mention the names, right? Because this is a team effort, right?
Yeah,
so
we'll get
you said we'll get to it?
Yeah, we'll get to it. And so I wanted to quickly highlight what those winnings were. We also got some special mentions as well. I know we got a special mention for Best News Story, for another themed story, Land Degradation Neutrality. We got Best Advertisement special mention as well, and I believe one other. But as Paul mentioned, it's not only the faces that we're seeing on the couch here. Putting off these stories and these types of content, it takes an entire team effort, from camera to editing, sometimes more than one editors per story. Graphics team, which we have really evolved and seen the benefit of having an entire department almost that works on graphics for our news. Then, of course, just having an entire separate digital department and the work and the heavy lifting that they do throughout the day as well. So it's deserving of recognition.
Let's get it out the way.
Yeah,
right? So for Best Advertisement, well, let's start with the awards. So, and then we'll talk to the ladies here. So Brittany, she was named in 2 awards. She was named in the Child Rights Champion Investigative Award, which is special. The title of the story was Special Ed Students Locked Out of School 2 days straight. Brittany, myself, and George Tillett collaborated on that story. And Brittany was also named in the Children Who Inspire Belize Award, Children Who Inspire Award. Belize's Children Parliament debates adolescents' health access, right? And so that was Brittany Gordon and George Tillett. Since we have Brittany on set with us, let's jump right to her. Talk a bit about how did the news strike you, and what does it mean for you to be referred to as an award-winning journalist?
Well, it was really exciting. You know, it's always an honor to be recognized in this sense. Last year was the first year that I won. First year, you know, submitting, and I was hoping to get those awards, and I got 2. So this year I'm happy again to walk away with another 2. And last year I said that it was such an honor to see my name up there with the rest of you guys who have been awarded over the years. You know, that was like, okay, I made it. So this year it was just a hope to follow up on that. And I had actually told our news director, Isani, I'm gonna get an award. He said, he asked me, or how are you feeling? I said, I know I'm gonna get one, I'm not worried. Because I knew that we put in that work. I'm confident in our team. I'm confident under his direction. And so I'm really happy to have seen that paid off, especially with those stories, because last year I also won for a Child's Rights Champion in that category. So obviously this is something I'm very passionate about. And I think I thrive writing those stories because I genuinely really care about the message.
You, and I could attest to that. You are very passionate about children and children issues, and so we see that passion in the newsroom. when you produce these types of stories. And I have to say personally that it was a pleasure collaborating with you on the story, the investigative story, right? And interestingly, at the time, we never really made it see it like as an investigation as much as this is a story that mattered to Belmopan residents and to special needs students. And we saw the importance of getting it off the ground and publishing a story on it. And so, like many other stories, collaboration is necessary, because sometimes I might tell a Belize City, you and then a Belmopan, and you're able to essentially get the story off the ground, literally, and then once you take it off the ground and hand it over to me, and then I get it on the airwaves per se. And so that was a part of what happened with that story.
And I think if I also remember correctly, that particular story was multiple. We had to follow what was taking place when the announcement was made the first time, and then of course, as you guys heard in the title, 2 days then, and then having to go back and find out what was the holdup, then learning what was the reason why they were held out in the first place, which is oftentimes the case with investigative stories. It's not just one and done. You have to go back and dig more and dig more.
Correct.
And we oftentimes associate these investigative stories with like politics and hard-hitting news and stuff like that, but this is a perfect example of, you know,
like a social
a social type issue that affects people that we might overlook sometimes when we think of special education and children with disabilities and the resources that is needed for them, which I still think we are lacking in that area, and we need to work harder to provide. But let's go over to Benita, because Benita also walked away a winner last night. She was recognized as the best social media content creator. And Benny, I want to say, beyond just getting this award, you deserve a special award on your own because you work so hard. And I think what a lot of people don't know about the digital department, just like reporters, they're working weekends, they're working beyond that 8 to 5 or that 8 to 7. And so it really takes a level of commitment to carry out the work that you guys do. And oftentimes it's overlooked. We don't see the faces all the time writing these articles and producing these reels. Sometimes we get a privilege of seeing you come on screen and talk to us, but congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
What was your reaction to hearing the news?
Well, honestly, yes, you're right. I got the best social media content creator, but I was honestly not expecting an award this year. But besides that, you know, it is such an honor. I think it is thrilling to get this recognition because it is something that at the end of the day, when you think of the role, you think content creator, content creation within the newsroom context, you know.
Yeah.
You don't really, it's not a traditional role that you automatically think of as when you hear journalist or reporter. But it is a role that works like shoulder to shoulder with our reporters every day, and like you said, beyond working hours, right? And it is exciting because at the end of the day, reporters do go on the field, get interviews, details, and confirm information and verify all the information that we need. But there's this whole other side of the newsroom, the digital department, that we sit and ask, how do we get this information in a responsible way, in a timely way to the people, to the people's literal palms, because it's through their devices, through the platforms that they access most. And you know, how do we make this information understandable, engaging, but at the same time, you know, accessible for them?
And you're navigating all the social media platforms as well.
If I can say, you are right to say it's not normal in the traditional sense of content creators in the newsroom, but you and the digital team have done such a great job at helping us to accept that this is a new reality, that this is the digital age, right? And so I know for a fact that a lot of people, interviewees, are excited when we come to interview them because we have a digital team and they don't have to wait until 6 o'clock to see themselves or hear their points on television. They know that there will be quality uploads throughout the day addressing the issues that they raise.
Yes, and I think this award is not only a personal achievement, but also it cements this emerging role within our newsroom, because out there we do get the opportunity to join our reporters in whenever action really kicks off, right? And out there, when you're out there, I can really describe this role as a one-man show, because out there you're your own reporter, your own cameraman, your own video editor. When you come back, you're your own editor, you're your own graphic designer, your media strategist, you know, all of that. And I think that's what makes this role exciting for me, because you're doing all of that while also trying to understand how people are consuming news nowadays. And I think that is what is solidifying this department. I joined the department just about over 2 years ago, and it was in its very early stages. So now I get the opportunity to really look back at it and say, I've seen the growth of this department, how it's adapted, and how it's really taken up that space in people's daily routine. So because now people are getting informed because of News 5, they're getting their information, verified information. We might always be post a little later, but at the same time you're getting verified facts.
I wanna not to cut you short, but just move on through the list for the sake of time, right? Because we also have Best Videographer.
Yes.
That's Rick Romero. Let's big up Rick.
Absolutely.
After Rick Compa set, Rick set.
No, I want to say something really quickly, because Rick is one of my favorite GBM people of all time, and he knows that. But I think Rick deserves so much recognition, not only for being one Best Videographer, but Rick is so intricately involved in the CBU submissions as well. And that is something that you learned earlier this morning. A lot of the work, this particular detail, a lot of the work that goes into getting these submissions out, it involves editing. And so we have different categories that we try to submit for, but they have certain criterias, and a lot of time it has to do with length and all of that. And so he is involved in that preparation and sending out videos and stories that match that criteria. So sometimes it's almost like re-editing. And so to see him be recognized, and this isn't his first time being acknowledged as Best Videographer, but I think he is such an excellent videographer and excellent editor as well. And just a huge congratulations to him.
And then apart from that one, we also won Best Comedy Item, The Grinch Steals Christmas.
Yes.
Right? And that's what we're seeing on screen, a very comedic Christmas card, as we call it. This is in fact our third Christmas card that we've
been stealing Best Comedy for a minute, for 3 years.
And that award includes Sheena Smith, Nisa Sanchez, and of course Rick again. And so I wanted to ask you all, because Rick works in production, Nisa and Sheena are production as much as they are graphics as well. When it comes to the news and the value of their contributions overall to news, what would you say that is, Brittany?
Indispensable. They are an absolute treasure to our the work that we do. I think they see my faces more than they see their families, because I'm always in their office. I tap on that door and I say, "Hey guys,"
or "Hey queen."
Yes, that's my catchphrase. "Hey queens." So, and now we have Joey as well. He's also in that department.
So hey queens and hey Joey.
Hey queens and Joey. And I just I always, Nisa and Sheena, they'll pull out their books and they'll pen and papers and they'll like tell me, and I can immediately start brainstorming with them. I have an idea, I don't really know how to put that idea into reality.
They really give that creativity.
So it's like a collaborative effort, and it really takes your story to the next level, because writing is necessary to make sure that's polished and it's digestible. Editing needs to be good so it's visually engaging, but another part of it that can make that as visually engaging as possible is having those graphics that can break down big numbers, that can give you an animation, that can assist with, maybe there's stories that we do that there was no event, there's no pictures, there's no videos, and so it depends on the creativity of the entire team to how can we get this to TV.
Because you have to think as well that viewers are some viewers are visual, they want to understand the story visually, and I think the department really does a great job at really helping and that story to elevate that story.
So what we were seeing on screen as well is a special mention. Best advertisement, year anniversary. Just open your eyes.
Yeah,
right?
last year's anniversary.
So
17 years of frames.
So Sheena Smith received a special mention for this story. There are 2 other special mentions as well. Best news story, Marian Ali, Sheena again, and Daryl Mogel. That was about the captain and the passengers that saved the flight from the hijacker. And then there was a third special mention, land degradation neutrality, Boston. So this is what you're seeing on the screen right now.
Boston Village fights back against logging.
You're seeing the hijacking on the screen. And then the Boston Village fights back against logging. That was myself, Dennis, and Cleon. So again, just overall, you're seeing that it's not one name being called, showing you that it takes an entire team to make this happen in the newsroom 100%. So yeah.
But Paul, let me ask you, how did you feel about getting your award?
No, I felt good, honestly. And what I appreciated the most about the single award that I won is that Brittany and I collaborated on it. I think that, for me, meant the most, simply because it really reflects the fact that it takes a team, right? And so it's always a nice feeling when your name is called and you see a name on the big screen. And it's like, oh, really? This Lee Village boy, we call for way back a bush.
Shout out to our Corozaleños.
Used to walk around barefoot in a village and dirty foot, dirty
I think
clothes.
what you need to acknowledge is that collaboration between us, I think, people might not really understand what that means for them to collaborate on it. So just to give some insight into that, I was on the ground that day. I was deployed to the area and I did the interviews, but I was diverted to another assignment. So all of those had to be sent back, and it takes a lot of skill for someone that was not there to be able to tell that story. So I think that's, showcases your ability.
Paul is blushing.
You're right, I do have skill.
He's like, you're doing too much, Brittany.
No, but like seriously, you saw the interviews, and it's in a limited time span that you're working to be able to, so this is, I can get the topics of what they're talking about, and how do I then put this into something that other people understand and maintain the essence of it. So I think that is...
No, thank you so much, Brittany. I truly appreciate your compliment. You should say nice things like that to me more.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Paul said, and what after that?
Oh, stop it, you.
But and at the end of the day, as we wrap up this conversation, I have to emphasize the fact that a huge part of the reason why we do it is for you all, our viewers. It's your stories we're telling. The awards mean something, but at the end of the day, and Sabrina reminded me of this yesterday, at the end of the day, beyond the awards, it's the impact that we're making in our community, right? On a daily basis. That's the award, right? When somebody comes and says, man, that story really impacted me. You did a really good job with it. For me, that's the award. Like, I could see it another that's the award at the end of the day. Even if you get 1 or 2 awards at CBU, every day somebody tells you that story meant a lot to me. That is rewarding.
I agree.
Final thoughts, 10 seconds each.
Well, I mean, if you haven't already, we're behind the 30-second, 60-second, reel. We're in the digital department. So if you haven't already, just continue follow us up in News 5. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all the platforms that people tend to consume news from.
All right, and just to anybody watching, if you have a story, always feel free to approach us and tell us, because we want to be your voice when you feel that you don't have a voice. And like Paul said, that is the reward, when we get to be your mouthpiece. So just keep on sending in those stories and talking to us and engaging with us, and we will be that voice for you.
That's right.
Beautiful. All right.
And then last but certainly not least,
close off on this segment, just a huge Thank you to the administrative support that we have, as staff here at GBM. We could not do all of this without the support of our CEO, Marlene Cuellar. We know that she was in Guyana receiving the awards on our behalf. And so just a huge thank you to her for continuing to guide GBM and the staff, the small staff that we have, but the large work that we do, and the encouragement that she continues to give us to be innovative, to share ideas, and to continue to work hard. So thank you to her.
And she has a trusted management team that also supports us, especially in the newsroom, by way of Isani Cayetano and of course
Hipólito Novella, the digital.
And Rick Romero.
And then Rick Romero. He na pa one like the deal with
doing grand
graphics
things though, doing grand
things like Christmas cards and Grinch and that kind of thing.
Winning awards.
You would laugh to know that Christmas card won 3 times. And every year, nobody wants to do it. So that's really funny.
Moving on.
All right. Well, we are going to take another quick break. And when we come back, our next conversation is the state of tourism preparing Belize for the high season.
Life sounds better with JBL. Whether you're relaxing, working out, or getting the party started, there is a JBL speaker or headphone made just for you. Enjoy powerful JBL pure bass sound with the new JBL Tune 530BT and Tune 730BT wireless headphones, delivering all-day comfort and long-lasting battery life. Take your music anywhere with the compact, mighty JBL Go 5, built to keep the beats going. Ready to party? Turn every gathering into an unforgettable experience with the JBL Party Box on the go Essentials 2, or go even bigger with the all-new JBL Party Box 330, packed with booming sound, dynamic light show, and endless entertainment. Get yours today at Cellular World and get a 1-year warranty from the authorized JBL distributor.
6 things one morning. In Belize, that's usually a whole week of asking around. Find It 501 is a directory of every business in Belize. Every district, every category, hardware to hear to what's happening this weekend. Done before noon.
6 businesses got found this morning. Is yours on Find It 501?
Her phone, her laptop, her whole life in this apartment. If anything happens, it's more than just a loss. It's everything. RF&G Renters Insurance helps protect what matters most, even when you don't own the place.
Get a smart start this new school year with deals you don't want to miss. Get a prepaid device starting at just $235. Choose from the TCL 503, Honor Play 10, Samsung A07, Samsung A17, and more. Every prepaid device purchase includes a free starter package with minutes, data, and SMS to get you started. Students and teachers, sign up for a Trio postpaid plan and enjoy 50% off for 3 months. Bundle your Trio plan with a postpaid data plan and get a free MiFi. Start the school year powered up with a postpaid power pack, including a device and your postpaid plan deposit, starting at $275. Plus, new students and teachers that sign up for their postpaid bundle get their first month free. Power up for back to school with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned with us. This is our second conversation for this morning, and we are joined by the president of the Belize Tourism Industry Association, Mr. Efrain Perez. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having us.
Yes,
No
always
problem.
a pleasure.
I understand we're here in part to celebrate 45 years of the BTIA.
41.
41. All right. At the age, you know what? You kind of think about independence.
Yeah.
Yes, a different thing. 41 years of BTIA.
Yes.
Man,
We sure have. I mean, it's been an interesting 41 years, I would say, in terms of what the association has really achieved during the course of these years. You know, every time we have a new president coming along, you know, they come in with a vision, they come in with plans to ensure that the association continues in being sustainable. You know, looking at the innovations and trends that are occurring in that particular area. And so we've really, I think, set pace over these past 41 years. Really showcasing BTIA as that umbrella organization in the industry.
Y'all play such an important role that it would be remiss of me not to ask about certain developments in the industry. As we talk about celebration, there are certain recent developments that perhaps have some tourists and even industry stakeholders on the edge. One of the first ones I've seen recently has to do with an increase in fares. Fares. We'll start at the fares. Increase in fares at the municipal airports. $10 increase, security fee increase. How do you foresee this impacting the industry, and is this something the BTIA supports?
Well, you know, first of all, I have to make it very clear that the BTIA is completely against any increases at this time, be it through taxes or be it through these fees. And the reason for that is because Belize is relatively considered as a high price destination, right? If you're looking at airfares coming from the US market, I mean, it's not a cheap airfare that you would get in most instances. And so adding a $10 might seem as if though it is really just $10. But if you're looking at a family coming in, you know, 5-6 people, and on every leg they're paying that $10, it does accumulate, right? And when we look at, for example, the domestic travel, it's no longer a luxury item.
Mhm.
The reality of it is that it's not only tourists traveling, it's also the locals traveling, and the locals are price sensitive, right? You know, Belize is gradually developing its mobility infrastructure, which is good. You know, the reconstruction of certain highways and an improvement in that sort of infrastructure, but there is still a lot of growth that needs to happen, especially when it comes to mobility, right? And what the domestic flights offer, both Tropic Air and Maya, is an alternative to that, you know, moving yourselves from one destination to another. But more so, if we look at it very carefully, you know, a traveler coming in doesn't only come in and go to the Keys in one stop. They might want to do multi-destination. That's what we've been promoting.
Yeah.
You come to the Keys, you go to Cayo, you can go to Placencia, spend as much nights as possible. And so in every route that you do, you know, it does accumulate at some point.
One of the arguments that was put forward is that the increase serves a purpose to improve what we already have here. Things like security, infrastructure, that cost a lot of money. What do you say to that?
Well, you know, certainly I think that government needs to find resources in terms of, you know, addressing these issues because they're critical. We have to elevate our standards and we have to ensure that, you know, what we're offering to our tourists is of a quality that they will want to come back to. But I think that on that same wavelength, we cannot be you know, targeting the same industry that's contributing significantly to the GDP. I mean, it's almost 40%. We're talking about over 70,000 jobs that are being impacted in the industry directly and indirectly. It's 2 out of every 5 individuals that's hired within the industry.
Do you anticipate that if this increase does take place at the airports, it may reduce some of the traveling that we see locally?
Well, It will have an effect, certainly. And the reason I say that is because travelers are very price sensitive. Right now, for example, our primary market has always been the US market. But we're also exploring emerging markets. We're exploring Latin America, we're exploring Europe. And travelers are very price sensitive. When you are marketing yourselves internationally and you're looking at positioning the Belize brand out there, you're competing against countries like Costa Rica, like the Dominican Republic, like Mexico, that's next door. And their pricing is much different than us. And that's why I said that we are really considered as being one of the relatively high destinations. And while they may claim that we have a lower hotel tax charge in Belize, the price and the cost of living in Belize is much higher. And that is what elevates certain costs.
Well, speaking of hotel tax, there's also that point that is being brought out as well, a potential increase from 9 to 12% for hotel tax. And there's also the idea being put out that a portion of the funds will be, or is suggested to be used for a climate fund to combat sargassum. What's the response from the BTIA?
Again, like I said, I think our position has been very clear. And in fact, that conversation has developed. And just to give you a bit of context, it came around 2024 also, when they had initially proposed the increase from 9 to 12.5%. And BTIA had stood firm and said, no, we cannot accept it. And at that time, there were different other elements that were impacting. Now, thinking about us today and looking at just the world demographics and everything that has been transpiring, certainly and I go back to what I'm saying, the implication that it has, not only for a hotelier, because raising the tax for the hotelier will certainly make us less competitive in markets that people are reducing prices right now, right? And so if we have an increase, our prices go up, that would mean less travelers come in.
Yes.
That would mean that the housekeeper that is cleaning the room might not be able to have her job and be able to look after her family. The farmers that are selling vegetables to the hoteliers might not be able to do that. So the trickling effect on that is much greater in that sense.
Who pays the hotel tax? Is it the hoteliers or is it the persons accessing the hotel?
The hotel tax is paid by the persons accessing the hotel. But remember, at the same time, regardless of that particular instance, it's the final price that the consumer is paying. It doesn't matter how the tax is divided, it's really at the bottom line. I mean,
so it's what you will charge the consumer. So if it is at 9%, you will charge the consumer, the overall price of the consumer will be less.
Absolutely.
But if it is at 12%, the overall charge to the consumer will be more.
Yeah.
Because with taxes, you're collecting taxes on behalf of the government essentially.
Absolutely.
And this is the case here. But when last was there a change in the hotel tax? And could it be argued that hotels are earning more now, and so there is a need for an increase? But when last was it changed?
Well, I can't recall that we've had any significant changes in taxes of any time recent, to be honest with you. But the reality of it is that, like I said, our position has remained, and it's very firm that there is no indication that there should be an increase in taxes. In fact, what we should be looking at is trying to look at those areas that have, that can be strengthened in order for government to be able to access more funding. Because we certainly agree that government needs the funds in order for them to operate. But then again, the easiest way is coming to tourism and saying, okay, let us tax tourism and let them pay the bill. But the reality is that there's a lot of and we've seen it over and over. There's a lot of loopholes within the government system, especially when it comes to the expenditures over the course of the, this year in the news it has hit so many different areas. And I think that is the concentration that should be placed on to see what are those loopholes that they're having so that they can then sort of start to get additional funding in that sense. For us, it is important that, one, we sustain tourism because it is the bread and butter of over 70,000 people that are working in the industry. And so when we're looking at the work that the Belize Tourism Board is doing at this time, we have additional air connections that are being placed and coming into Belize. Again, to me and to the majority of the industry, it is important that the government works with the airport concession, for example, to reduce those landing fees in Belize so that the airfare can be much more accommodating, so that we can have much more people coming in, so that there are more interest from international airlines wanting to come to Belize, right? And so it doesn't make it that complicated. Looking at, for example, the sargassum that is being impacting right now. Right. Through the BTIA, in partnership with the Belize Fund, we've secured funding last year, this year, and we're distributing to mitigate some of those impacts that we have with sargassum. One of the things that we told and we've been considering is, with the increase of hotel tax, for example, we suggested to government that even at 2% should be set aside as a climate adaptation fund. That 2% now, what that should do is that should not go into government coffers. Because once it gets there, you don't know where that money is going to end up, right? And so our suggestion is placing that at an organization, possibly the Belize Fund, who has partnered with us in several instances for the management of that. But it has to be a public and private sector initiative that will govern how those funds will be spent, that there is transparency and that there is accountability, that it's not only impacting the sargassum and the coastal communities, the beach erosions, but when it comes to summer also, we have forest fires that are impacting tourism. And so those are the realities of climate change. So essentially what we are saying is, if there is a need, then that should be the focus. Let us look at what is impacting the industry and let us manage it so that it is transparent and that the industry has a voice in how this is spent.
So one of the players in this is also the Belize Hotel Association. Has there been any conversation with the BHA in the step that would be taken should this increase go through?
In this particular instance, like I said, the conversations have developed in terms of an increase in 12.5%. It is not something that has been officially mandated by government, but we have taken a stand in terms of how we believe it should work. And we are both in agreement that there is no need for an increase in taxes at this point.
We appreciate your view and perspective on these two issues. On a much lighter note, how do we celebrate 41 years?
Well, over the course of this year, BTIA has been involved, and through the presidency that I've retained for a second year through Fidicator, we've been able to really tap into a lot of different projects that, at the end of the day, our focus remains on our private sector. Finding those tools, either through training, for them to be able to network. We recently partnered with Beltrade and also Sempromipe from the region for us to be able to work with MSMEs in Belize to try to prepare them for the industry, trying to make that connection. We're preparing right now for October. October is a huge event in Guatemala. It's the Central American Travel Market, which brings together the entire region. It brings in international travel wholesalers from across the world. And so we're very excited about that. This year we have approximately 18 properties that are going, which sums up to approximately about over 30 individuals representing Belize, eagerly looking at these new emerging markets to see how they can start to establish business. Next week, there is the Innovation and Tourism Talks in Guatemala also, which will also be live streamed. And so, the sector would be able to learn more about the trends, AI, data from Amadeus, and all of this different information. So it really helps them to really propel their businesses and make sure that they're keeping up to trends. And so BTIA continues to work in that regard. And so 41 years, we will be celebrating it on September 24th at the Biltmore. So I invite all our stakeholders to come out to learn more about the work that we're doing. And as you know, I mean, we've just launched this year our podcast that we do every month.
We follow.
Yes,
yes.
It's right here at GBM.
Yeah, and that has been well received also. You know, it gives us the opportunity to really speak directly to our industry and keep them in the loop on certain key critical issues. You know, and opens up that communication that is needed.
Well, it's always a pleasure having you here, Mr. Perez. We appreciate the time and, of course, the important stance that you are expressing coming out of the BTIA as well. We appreciate that.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I think that, you know, for BTIA, it is important that, you know, we continue to have that strong public-private sector dialogue, you know, with all our stakeholders to make sure that we're looking at the best interests of the industry, and we will continue to champion that. You know, I'm a strong proponent of that sort of public-private sector relationship, and I think issues like these tax issues, like the increase in fees, needs to be ventilated throughout the industry. The stakeholders need to have an input in that, because at the end of the day, it is their bread and butter. And like I said, it is not only the hotelier that we're looking at. It's over 70,000 employees that are working within the industry that, you know, we have to look at both directly and indirectly.
Excellent. All right. Well, also congratulations for 41 years of the BTIA, and from 41 to 45, Belize at 45. When we come back, we'll be unveiling the 2026 September celebrations calendar and Belize at 45 National Art Exhibit.
Every dream begins with an opportunity, and every opportunity has the power to change a life. This year, Belize Bank proudly welcomes 16 outstanding new scholars during its 14th annual Scholarship Awards ceremony, recognizing young Belizeans whose academic excellence, leadership, and determination inspire us all.
When I look around the room today, I see future entrepreneurs who will build businesses. I see future doctors who will heal families. I see engineers who will design infrastructure, teachers which will inspire the next generation.
For Belize Bank, a scholarship is more than financial assistance. It's a commitment to each student's future through guidance, encouragement, and mentorship from members of our management team. Today, we celebrate 16 new scholars, more than 250 lives transformed, one shared future. Because when we empower our youth, we empower our nation.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I hear they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God, Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
KTV The Remix Season 8 is bringing the heat every Tuesday night. Experience Belize's biggest singing competition live from the Bliss as your favorite contestants battle it out on stage with unforgettable performances. The show starts at 8 p.m. sharp, so don't be late. Get your tickets today at Greater Belize Media on Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center, and come be a part of the excitement. KTV The Remix Season 8, where Belize's next superstar takes the stage. See you every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on GBM.
Connection isn't something you switch on. It's something you build together.
Connected through culture.
Culture isn't preserved in silence. It's kept alive through participation.
Connected through education.
Education doesn't always look like a classroom. Sometimes it looks like someone taking the time to teach and someone else choosing to learn.
connected through sports.
Before the wins, before the applause, there's belonging. Here, young people learn more than how to play. They learn how to stand together.
Connected through community.
Community isn't a campaign, it's showing up. Not once, but every time it matters.
Connected through you.
Behind every connection is a person who cares. People who listen. People who stay. We don't just connect services, we connect you to your world.
Connected through every chapter.
Smart, bringing people together.
Welcome back. We're jumping into our next conversation. And as we mentioned before the break, it's all about the unveiling of the 2026 September Celebrations Calendar and Belize at 45 National Art Exhibit. I'm joined this morning by Kim Vasquez. She is the director of the Institute of Creative Arts, and she is going to highlight all that and more. Good morning, Ms. Kim.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Yes. Always a pleasure having you here.
Always good to be here, yes.
We were just talking about, ushering in the September celebrations and what that looks and feels like for each and every person. For me, it's about seeing the persons selling the flags by the pedestrians, seeing, the lights on the overpass by
all
Palote.
the buntings going up across the street.
Exactly.
Yes.
And one of the other significant points that we are in, or that says we're in the September celebrations, is when that calendar
comes out. Yes.
Tell us about what you guys have lined up for us this year.
Oh, it's a packed calendar. It's always a task to nail it down. First of all, let me say I really have to give a shout out to my colleague Kevin Chen to take this on along with the municipalities, because that's where the call goes out at the different town councils, the city council, for the events to come in. And sometimes we put the call out early, but it's a process. It's a process, as people get their activities together, this date change, this venue change. But it's really exciting always to see, for me, the diversity and the way we as a nation move into this period, starting with Emancipation Day and then coming into the September celebrations, that we always manage to have this really interesting and dynamic mix of things that are celebrations, concerts,
music,
Belikin Bash, music,
art, culture.
But also, yes, the things that give you the education, the magical history tour with Asad Shuman.
Community.
That is right, but also that ability to look back on the legacy and the journey of Belize as a nation is always really interesting to me. The Creative Youth Ideas Summit, again, giving pause within a season of festivities reflect the awards. Again, we have the tribute to Belizean patriots. We also have the Creative and Cultural Excellence Awards.
We have two new awards as well.
Two new awards.
Yes,
You're way ahead of me. Yes, right? So we've added out an award now as well for leadership in the cultural and creative sector. This is just phenomenal to me. And it's always, to me, again, like I said, that ability to see the diversity of the things that we're celebrating, we're partying, but we're paying tribute. We're recognizing, we're reflecting, we're thinking both on the past and on the future, we're looking at the history and we're looking towards the future. And that's what I think when you look across the different communities, there is that healthy mix. There's even things for sustainability and the environment, as you look at the calendar, and even spirituality as well. So well-rounded calendar.
What parts of the country will people be able to celebrate and find events?
Well, I know for starters, this calendar is a lot to unpack, but I said I must mention that the Belmopan Panyard, which is gaining traction, kicks off this weekend.
Oh, this weekend?
It's this weekend here. We also have, the Living Legends concert series coming up. We're honoring the General Super G.
Yes, I said that one
I'm
day.
getting ahead of myself. Carnival Road March.
Before
We just
that-
had King and Queen. We have Road
When
March.
the carnival?
The first week of September.
No.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
When I saw that, I was like, really? I thought it was later on in the
It's
month.
like right here.
That is right
It's
here.
That's like 2 weeks away.
It is. I just feel like the time has just sped up.
Yes.
And again, it's exciting, but I think that's why people look forward to that calendar, because
Yes, to help
you want
us.
to digest it, and
Yeah.
you flip it and you consult
And to know
it,
what
of
to look forward to
course.
and prepare for
Of course,
even.
what to plan.
All
Because it does require a calendar. It really does. If you really want to take it all in. Fire engine parade.
This
Queen
about
of
my
the
pan.
Bee- Yes. And again, there are some things that are so traditional. You look at that fire engine parade. Oh, you were talking about how you get the feeling with the flags and everything. When you know that fire engine parade, that's when you know we are in the thick of the September
For me,
celebration.
it's also the Queen of the Bay.
It's also the Queen of the Bay. I always get so choked up.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. That's all I can say. Get on the National Celebrations page. Get your digital copy. They are limited in print. We do have something in the works. I think by next week we're going to be hearing about an app. And that's the way we're going to move forward
is
in the
good.
future. Yes. Right? That where we will have an app where we're partnering with a young innovator to release an app that you can have the playbill. And this is good because, as I said, it's fluid. Venues change, time change, prices change, but you want to be able to go on your phone and bring up that playbill as you're planning out your September.
Before we wrap up, in terms of the list, how did these events make the list?
Okay, well, there is a call. There is a call put out, and there are also as well things that partner directly with the Celebrations Commission, and there are the events that the Celebrations Commission puts out as well. So, but it really starts at the national level, looking at what each municipality has on their official. And then there is a call for community events, and from the business community as well. You see the Chamber of Commerce Expo, another big one for Belize. Yes.
Yeah.
So, again, now, to be honest, if we were to leave it at that, everything would end up on the calendar. So there is a subcommittee that looks at it. The impact, the participation, and the relevance, because a lot of people want to put things on the calendar, but not everything is relevant to the celebrations as well.
I agree with you.
But one of those notable celebrations or events on the calendar is the Belize at 45 National Art Exhibit.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that.
So we wanted to come this morning and mention that the deadline is approaching. Some artists have been saying, is it that I need to bring my art this Friday to the Bliss? No, this is the call for participation, closing off, and also to really mention again that we are looking for diversity. And yes, we want all the traditional, the painting, the sculptures, but we're also targeting, and I'm making a special appeal this morning for the young creators.
Okay.
You see Amy Wu's artwork up there, those that are doing things with graphic design and digital art and animation and exploring with new media, where there's like a hybrid. They're doing different things with both graphic design, video. So we want to make a special call that, again, we're asking for our artists, as long as you work in that area of visual arts, to give us your interpretation of look at me, I am Belize at 45.
Excellent. Well, Ms. Kim, it's a pleasure having you here as always. Again, a reminder to folks hoping to know and attend some of these events, you can go on to the
National Celebration social media, both on Instagram and on Facebook. You will be able to download your digital copy. The most updated copy will always be there on the pages for you to plan out your entire celebration.
Beautiful. Perfect. Thank you very much. And now we jump into our next break. And when we come back, we'll be talking about a back-to-school hair drive, helping kids look and feel their best.
her laptop, her whole life in this apartment. If anything happens, it's more than just a loss. It's everything. RF&G Renters Insurance helps protect what matters most, even when you don't own the place.
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History. Choose Contributions. Read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
The way Belize uses electricity is changing. At home, families are using more devices, smarter appliances, and connected technology. Across the country, businesses are growing, industries are expanding, and communities are finding new ways to live, work, and move forward. Behind that progress, the energy system must continue to grow with Belize. At BL, modernizing the grid is part of preparing for what comes next. A grid with greater visibility, more accurate information, and better tools to manage energy as needs change. Through investment in digital systems, upgraded infrastructure, and improved monitoring, BEL is strengthening how electricity is managed and delivered across the country. Not just for today's needs, but for the future Belize is building. As new technology emerges, from solar generation to community energy systems, the grid must be ready to support them safely, reliably, and sustainably. This is the work of modernization, step by step, system by system, community by community, helping prepare Belize for a more connected, resilient, and sustainable energy future.
As a sheetrock installer for decor construction, I know the job is only as good as the materials I use. Using inferior products can lead to more waste, weak core integrity, sagging, and more time fixing the problem instead of finishing the job right. And that's why I trust USG Drywall, Ply-Sem, and bed screws from Venice because quality is savings.
Quality is savings at Benny's. Best for you and best for me. At Benny's, it's the quality. Benny's, quality and savings.
KTV The Remix Season 8 is bringing the heat every Tuesday night. Experience Belize's biggest singing competition live from the Bliss as your favorite contestants battle it out on stage with unforgettable performances. The show starts at 8 p.m. sharp, so don't be late. Get your tickets today at Greater Belize Media on Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center and come be a part of the excitement. KTV The Remix Season 8, where Belize's next superstar takes the stage. See you every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on GBM. Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned with us. This is our fourth conversation for this morning, and this one is all about the back to school hair drive. They're helping kids to look and feel their best. And we have joining us on set two of the organizers of this event, Miss Erica Howard and Miss Celine Powman. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
Good
It's a
morning.
pleasure having both of you.
Thank you for having us.
No problem. So let's hear it. Tell us about this back to school drive and all the details involved.
Well, for Mitch and Mitch, this is the third annual school drive. I've been doing it for the past 3 years, and what I'm doing, I'm trying to reach out to the kids, not the less fortunate, but people who don't have time for their kids here. And you know, back to school is very hectic, so we're trying to help parents make it easier for them going back to school.
You mentioned that this isn't the first time you're doing this initiative. What started in the first place?
I live in the Farbers Road area, and Farbers Road, they have like closer to the boulevard, they have a back to school hair drive as well. And so I said, let me try and catch, because you know sometimes there's a lot of kids and they can't do everybody. So let me try and catch from my area so they don't have to go all the way out. And then the word spread and people started coming from afar, and I got other organizations to help me, and it was a success then.
Yeah.
We got local artists to take part, DJs, we got barbers, and they came out and they helped, and it was successful.
Yeah, and to your collaborator, tell me about how you got involved.
So I've known Erica for a lot of years. We're sisters basically, and so I opened my store in Belmopan. Belmopan doesn't really have a hair store to go to, so that was my first thing of helping out with the ladies in Belmopan and other villages surrounding it. And from there, I opened up my salon, and then with my good friend as well, like I said, she came. I knew she was gonna do it this year, so we were talking and we were like, okay, let's do it in Belmopan too. Why not? Let's reach out, like she said, to the ones, not the ones that cannot afford it, but the ones that don't have time as well. So we go, let's do this. I have a couple days, 3 weeks to do this.
3 weeks, yeah.
3 weeks exactly. 3 weeks, let's do it. And
Okay.
I told her, let's do it. So let's do it. And
So-
we're doing it now.
So is it?
So this is my first time.
So is it that you'll have it in Belmopan and Belize City
Belize, yeah.
simultaneously?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We're doing the 30th in Belize City and the 31st in Belmopan.
Ah, so you the Korean and you the Goda.
Yes,
Is that how it's
so
gonna work?
we're
I like that.
sharing resources.
Yeah.
We're bringing resources to her from Belmopan and other
And I'm
surrounding
taking-
barbers, and we're bringing her to us. She's bringing resources to Belmopan as well.
For-
So we're collaborating as sisters.
For both of
To
you,
help
where does this passion for giving back come from personally?
We were never always fortunate, so we just decided, like, as God stepped in for us, let us step in and try to help and spread the love.
Yeah, is that the same?
Whatever we can do to help anybody, we always
That's
try
right,
our
yeah.
best to. I mean, we're not 100% up there like everybody else, but as we get
We could try
everything,
and
we
give
could
the
go
love.
back and give.
Having done this before, tell me about the reaction that you get from some of these kids who are
Oh my
able to
God.
receive this.
Like, having it before, the kids, a lot of kids, like, we needed parents to come out, and other, like I said, other organizations, they chipped in. So we did to keep them organized. What we did, we got a bouncy house, and you know, once they see that bouncy house,
it's over.
that's
Yeah.
it. And then we got people to collaborate with food, and the barber and the DJ, and we also got local artists who took part, and when they're singing, the kids, they're dancing and enjoying themselves while they wait to get their hair braided and the trims.
So how many children do you all see come through your event?
I cater for 75, but we reach sometimes 100.
And you have others, right? So
Yeah.
it's not only both of you.
It's me. It's gonna be her this year. I have other people coming out, like my cousins, some of my neighbors that could braid. My assistant,
Yes.
my daughter, their braid, and then my son-in-law. He owns a barbershop in PG. He comes and he brings his barbers, and they trim the little boys.
Because with so many kids, I mean, one
Yeah,
or two
with
person.
Belmopan adding involved, Belmopan is bringing, Cells is bringing her section as well.
Yeah.
We're bringing barbers from Belmopan. We're bringing a couple people to help along with the process. Even if you can't do hair, you could do beads.
You could put the beads on.
Yeah, you can,
Right.
You can
There's
serve
always-
the food, you can serve the drinks.
I mean, you
keep the kids in order.
Anything works.
Anything works.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do they have
so-
to come with anything?
No,
Or
you
you
can come with your
just
your both
come.
hands. You can come with
Just
hands,
come,
and
we
you
provide
can put
everything.
those hands to work. Trust
Yeah,
me.
I like that. So at this time, are you all looking for, I don't know, some more support or contribution? Is there anything you need that you're making an appeal for?
I would say we don't want money. So what people could bring, school supplies, beads, rubber bands, stuff like that. We don't want any money.
Whatever support they want to give, they can give. We'll welcome it.
What's the contact number, or how can people find out more?
My phone number is 671-9377.
Mine is 672-3342.
Okay, and people can reach out and find out more. If they want to give, they can reach out as
Definitely,
well.
if they just want to donate their time,
yes,
come out and hang out with the kids. Show them some love, no problem at all. We'll appreciate
help us to keep them in line.
Yeah, help us keep them in line as well. It's amazing.
Well, ladies, we definitely admire work like this, especially
Right.
during this time of the year. As you mentioned, parents, they have their hands full. And so, you know, even in cases where there are single parents involved and multiple children, this really makes an impact.
Yes, it does.
Thank you so much for that. And we wish you guys all the best.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, we do have to take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we have more for you right here on Open Your Eyes.
Connection isn't something you switch on. It's something you build together.
Connected through culture.
Culture isn't preserved in silence. It's kept alive through participation.
Connected through education.
Education doesn't always look like a classroom. Sometimes it looks like someone taking the time to teach and someone else choosing to learn.
Connected through sports.
Before the win, before the applause, there's belonging. Here, young people learn more than how to play. They learn how to stand together.
Connected through community.
Community isn't a campaign, it's showing up. Not once, but every time it matters.
Connected through you.
Behind every connection is a person who cares. People who listen. People who stay. We don't just connect services, we connect you to your world.
Connected through every chapter.
Smart, bringing people together.
Every dream begins with an opportunity, and every opportunity has the power to change a life. This year, Belize Bank proudly welcomes 16 outstanding new scholars during its 14th annual Scholarship Awards ceremony, recognizing young Belizeans whose academic excellence, leadership, and determination inspire us all.
When I look around the room today, I see future entrepreneurs who will build businesses. I see future doctors who will heal families. I see engineers who will design infrastructure, teachers which will inspire the next generation.
For Belize Bank, a scholarship is more than financial assistance. It's a commitment to each student's future through guidance, encouragement, and mentorship from members of our management team. Today, we celebrate 16 new scholars, more than 250 lives transformed, one shared future. Because when we empower our youth, we empower our nation.
When your baby feels comfortable, you feel confident. Because every little moment deserves protection you can trust. Kushkin's diapers are designed with ultra-absorbent layers that lock in leaks while staying soft, dry, and gentle on delicate skin. So your baby can play freely and you can enjoy every smile without worry. Kushkin's diapers, comfort they feel, protection you trust. Kushkin's diapers and wipes are available countrywide at a supermarket near you.
Insurance fact. Did you know Home Protector Insurance provides liability insurance that is for licensing? Public liability insurance for the hotels and guest houses protects the guests staying at the resort. Tour operators insurance for on-site tourists and marine passenger liability for passengers. You take care of your guests, we'll take care of you. Visit any Home Protector Insurance office near you to learn more.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned with us. This is our 5th conversation for this morning.
We're going.
And this one is all about an exciting up-and-coming play. A woman called Nora. And it's under the Optimist 501 Club 5th annual fundraiser. And we have Mr. Bernard Panton from the Optimist International, Optimist Club 501, who's no stranger to us. And you'll help us this morning introduce this lovely cast. And I understand you have 2 of the actors and your stage manager on set with you. Tell us.
So we have the lovely Miss Shamira Gilcard, who came all the way from America to be a part of this play. So we are very thankful and grateful for her. Then we have Mr. Vernon Bennett, who for being on the play is one of the first time, actually the first time he'll be on a play. So
really?
Definitely looking forward to it. And no stranger to the stage, Miss Lerdine Gamboa as well.
Okay, so let's talk about this play. We heard from Mr. Ray Gongora last week in the newscast as he was giving us an idea about it. But I want to talk about your experiences while preparing for this play. Both of you, what has the experience been like, and have you been learning anything about Nora?
The experience has been a complete whirlwind for me because, you know, as a part of a play, normally you focus on your character. So that's what I started to do. And then when I met the other actors and the entire thing came together, for me that was like mind-blowing because I have always heard about Nora and the fact that she was hung, but I never truly understand what really happened.
The story.
Yes, so this play was a real eye-opener for me because I know a lot of us, we have heard at some point in time Nora was hung back when we were British Honduras, but we never truly understand what took place.
Yeah. So what's your role? If you don't mind, I
understand you have 4 roles.
I have 4 different roles, and so for me, this is new because I'm used to having one character. And so for me, I play Alfonsina Beaton. She was one of the witnesses, and she was somewhat of a bembe. Oh. I also I'm a doctor, Dr. Dennis Hoy, and so I also do I present in court what I found out. And I am a police officer who lived near to Ketchel Trap and Nora Parham, and I'm also a sister.
Like a sister,
like a sister,
and a sister of mercy. Convent.
All right, so that's good. I think that's enough sneak peek for us to get excited. And you yourself, my brother, I understand you're playing some heavy roles.
Yeah, this is a first for me. I have this problem. I don't like to say no. So when I got this call from one of my friends asking me to partake, I jump on it right away. Pretty much my role, I have 3 roles. I am the priest, a Methodist priest, and then I get to play Magistrate Balaramos, and then I get to play the judge at the Supreme Court.
Wow.
So, and then I also have a role of a Catholic JP. For me, it's a first. And like my colleague said, we've been hearing this story about Nora for many ages. As a matter of fact, I worked several years in the prison. And when you work in the prison, definitely I hear things from the whole guys here. It's an interesting play, and I'm glad that we are getting to highlight some of the things that happened back then. And I believe some of those things that are happened back then are still happening today. You know, especially the police force. I will say this, another bash there, but that are like one fraternity. They cover up on a lot of things, and this is one of the things that will come out when this play starts.
I love that.
How the police they cover up, right? And I, because of my role, I hope people don't look for me now and then, because I am the judge, you know, and they bring down the hammer. The sentencing. And like I say, it's a first for me, acting. And I look forward to the play when the presentation is being done to the general public.
Yes. You know, and one of the things when I first, because it's the first time I'm acting with this group, Renaissance. Square Peg Renaissance. I actually thought he was a member of Square Peg.
Yeah, like that.
No, not Square Peg. I actually thought he was a priest. I mean, the way all the actors come in and they really portray the
so
characters.
Good casting.
Excellent.
So they really committed to the role.
Excellent.
All right, so
tell me about your role.
So I initially came on as stage manager. I think I'm the only person that was not invited, but I invited myself.
Love it, love it.
So when I came aboard, they were already practicing, and I saw I think it was Johnny Perret, who will be playing Nora Parham, posted the poster and said, "Hey, who did the Nora Parham?" And she said, "Such a Mr. Ray Gongara." And so I WhatsApp, I said, "You're doing, do you have a stage manager?" "I am a trained stage manager. I've been doing it for over 20 years, da 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 da." And it went from there. Now I'm working not only as a capacity as a stage manager, but also as a production assistant, as well as the stage coach. So behind the scenes, I've been working with the actors, doing one-on-one. So outside of their rehearsals, which is 5 o'clock a.m.
In the morning.
On Zoom. That's how unique we are. Outside of our group rehearsals, 5 a.m., I also do one-on-ones based on their availability to bring each single character to life, especially being that each one of them have more than one character. My goal has been that if one blind person they're in the audience, or if you close your eye, you could differentiate that Learning Betson is not there, it is the nun, or it is Martha, or it is whosoever she is playing. So we do a lot of workshopping behind the scenes.
You know, one of the things I really appreciate about this particular play is the timeliness of it and the part of the year that we are in as we hear the story of Nora Parham, which is a Belizean story. Not a myth, you know, not one of those folklores that you hear. This is a true story and a real part of Belize's history that we will be talking about as we go into the September celebrations. Why is it important that every Belizean come out to this play and support?
Celebrating history, right? The play is a factual play. Majority, if not all, the information was retrieved from the archive, and we're spreading awareness. I didn't know much about the Nora Parham story, so I'm excited to actually see the play out on stage and to hear the story of Nora Parham. So we need to spread more awareness, especially in the September and the festive month. And that's one of the main reasons why it's very important. We're encouraging everyone to come out. As a matter of fact, it's a countrywide play where we take it from Belize to Dangriga to Belize, Belmopan, Dangriga to PG. And PG was where Nora Parham lived.
So tell us about the dates then and the venues.
Right, so on September 11th and the 13th, that's Friday and Sunday, the play will be at the Bliss Center for Performing Arts. And then on September 14th, we'll be in Belmopan at the UB Jaguar Gymnasium. And then on the 15th, we'll be in Dangriga at the Russell Chiste Garcia Auditorium. And then the 16th will be in PG at the PG Sport Complex.
Where can we get tickets?
So tickets in Belize can be found at the box office at the Bliss. We also have it at Cakes by Carla and also Anna's Lunchbox. And then in Belmopan, we have Brews and Bites. In Dangriga, we have Impact Designs. And then in Punta Gorda, we have Mr. James Borland. And we also have Festivity Party Center as well.
All right.
I'm sure this promises to be an exciting one.
Definitely.
And so, just final thoughts. You have something?
Yeah, we'll also be streaming on September 11th. So if you can't make it in person, you could actually.
Oh, that one night.
One night.
Okay. Where can you watch the stream?
So it will be on a private platform, but you could purchase tickets. Go to the Optimist Club 51 Belize Facebook page and get the link and then you purchase your tickets
Man,
there.
I think about everything.
I know.
25 Belize,
Yes.
25 Belize for the Belizeans and 25 USD for the diasporans.
Yeah, no, they can't afford it.
That's why I couldn't believe it.
Well, we appreciate the time that you guys have taken to share this with us. And of
Yes.
course, we encourage you guys to go out and support and watch the play. Thank you so much, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.
All right, we take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we have one more conversation to jump into.
Every business starts with a vision. And every day, Belizean entrepreneurs are turning that vision into reality.
Hi, I'm Rosalie, General Manager of Cards and Merchant Services at the Belize Bank. Today, I am proud to introduce our new solution designed specifically for Belize's small and medium-sized businesses.
Introducing the Belize Bank Advantage MasterCard SME Business Credit Card. Whether you're managing everyday expenses, purchasing inventory, or investing in growth, this card gives your business the flexibility to move forward with confidence. Applying is easy. Visit any Belize Bank branch and speak with one of our SME officers. We'll help you find a solution that best fits your business. Your business is building Belize's future. Let Belize Bank help power what's next.
The next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Insurance fact. Did you know Home Protector Insurance provides liability insurance that is for licensing? Public liability insurance for the hotels and guest houses protects the guests staying at the resort. Tour operators insurance for on-site tourists and marine passenger liability for passengers. You take care of your guests, we'll take care of you. Visit any Home Protector Insurance office near you to learn more.
Every business starts with a vision. And every day, Belizean entrepreneurs are turning that vision into reality.
Hi, I'm Rosalie, General Manager of Cards and Merchant Services at the Belize Bank. Today, I am proud to introduce our new solution designed specifically for Belize's small and medium-sized businesses.
Introducing the Belize Bank Advantage MasterCard SME Business Credit Card. Whether you're managing everyday expenses, purchasing inventory, or investing in growth, this card gives your business the flexibility to move forward with confidence. Applying is easy. Visit any Belize Bank branch and speak with one of our SME officers. We'll help you find a solution that best fits your business. Your business is building Belize's future. Let Belize Bank help power what's next.
The next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Alrighty, we are jumping into our final conversation, but certainly not the least. It's an upcoming indie rock festival set to take place this weekend, and it's called Ultraviolet. We are joined by some of the members organizing this event. We have here with us Zoe. He's an organizer and headliner. Also with us are artists and songwriters, Viv. She goes by Viv. We also have Mikey and Chelsea Castro. Thank you guys so much for that correction. Good morning and welcome. Good morning. This is really exciting. Yeah. I feel like my high school younger self will definitely be in attendance this week. I love indie music. Perfect. All right, but guys, this is a breath of fresh air. I'm looking forward to, more people embracing alternative or just rock music in general. Tell me about what started this movement.
Right. So I think Viv should talk on what started it.
Tell me, Viv.
She was the first.
I think I might have been the first to, I guess, maybe inspired some people to get out of their comfort zone. But yeah, since I was a kid, I was just always super creative, and I just knew I wanted to do something creatively. Mm-hmm. And when I was in high school, I got really passionate about music. So I went later on to study it, and I just, I had to release it, and I had to do it myself. I realized because there was nobody else doing it, and I don't know. I wanted more for Belize, and I wanted to inspire more kids that think like me. Yeah. To just get out of their comfort zone too.
So how did you get other people involved? Like Zoe and Mike?
So I organized Ultraviolet. I text everybody, all these talented artists and some others online. I saw their work they did on TikTok, and I saw Instagram, and I was like, okay, these guys are perfect. And I've never seen an indie festival ever in the country, if I'm not mistaken. And so I did a few texts, got everyone together, and the rest is history right here now.
What's the vibe like at an event like this? Like what can you expect when you attend indie?
Well, it's interesting because it's not only just pop, but we have some R&B, we have some rap, we have some hip hop, we have some, we have everything. We have fusion. Yeah. So we have, a culmination of creatives. And so you can expect almost everything, but you can expect originality, and you can expect to be yourself.
So I just want to ask for myself, who's this for? Because I don't want to go and I look like the wall one day and they try to vibe with the kids from the high school.
No.
I feel like I'd look old if I'm there chilling with people from high school. So who's this for?
This is for all music lovers.
Okay.
I don't think any of you go to high school, right?
No.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
so Mikey, tell me about you, how you got involved.
I was one who was inspired by Viv. I saw the stuff that she was putting out, and then I loved indie music growing up. Yeah. So I was like, if someone around, well, not my age, but someone around my age group is doing this stuff, I think that's amazing that we have an audience for it. Mm-hmm. So then I started putting it out, and then Zoe saw some of my stuff. I went to one of his parties, and he was like, I love your music. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And then this whole thing came together.
What's one of your favorite indie bands?
Indie bands? I would say Nirvana.
Okay. And you?
Well, I feel like Nirvana's more of a rock band.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but okay, no judgment.
Indie band, I think my favorite is The Strokes or The Smiths.
So mine was the Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Loved it. And then I also love Daughter. I even have a record, a vinyl for Daughter. So I'm really about this. But Chelsea, this is so exciting to have you on as well. We know Chelsea from KTV The Remix, and you are also joining the stage as one of the singers and songwriters. Tell me about how you got involved.
So I have been doing music for a while. I think because I was on the show for KTV, I really got my name out there, which is what I had wanted. And then I got to know Ethan, and we had chatted a few times, and he was like, hey, I want you to join this thing. And I was like, of course. I'm very grateful to be a part of it with all these artists.
So you're putting out original music, or are you performing some covers?
I do have a few covers, but there is one that I will be performing live for the first time of my own original.
So where will this be? Where will it be taking place, and what's the cost?
Right, so it's going to be $35 at the gate or $30 on Quick Pass, and it's going to be at Princess Poolside and Courtyard, August 21st, this Friday. So that's tomorrow.
So it's a
tomorrow night.
poolside event?
Yeah, so it's going to be on the
In
pool.
the night?
In the night. Don't worry, we have lifeguards and we have railings.
So people are, they can go in the pool?
They can swim if they want to. Yeah.
So will you all have it where you have a stage out
we
there
have
as well?
a big stage. We got in lights.
Right, so you will stick with the theme like ultraviolet and the lights and all the colors
exactly.
and stuff like that.
Neon
That sounds
vibe.
so
It's
exciting.
gonna be fun.
I know, I want to go to this.
Yeah.
Let's go with this.
Go, come on, yeah.
All right, and as you mentioned, you can get the tickets from Quick Pass. How long will the event be set to take place? Is it starting at what time and when?
And how many artists?
Right, so we have a total of 11 artists and 12 performers. Starting at 7 p.m. the first DJ comes on, and then at 8:30 our opener starts up, and it goes till 12 o'clock.
Okay,
so,
nice. That's my type of time because I can't still pass
After that,
up by 11. I don't need. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Do you have any sponsors that you'd like to highlight, or people who have been here with you supporting this process?
I think we should highlight ourselves because it's actually all pretty much independently ran. Wow. We don't have any.
Which is oftentimes the case with indie artists.
Yeah, it's independent.
Yeah, exactly.
So we don't have any big sponsors. It's just been us putting this off. So big up to the artists for putting this together. You guys really helped out.
Well, congratulations. This is huge. I'm hoping this is the first of many. And we hope that it's a wonderful event and fully supported and safe for everyone as well. We wish you guys all the best.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Hope to see you.
Yeah, you actually might. For realsies. Okay, so we got to wrap things up, actually. It has been a jam-packed show this morning, but a huge thank you to everyone who joined us today, and also you guys for engaging in the comment section with us. It is August 20th, and if you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@greaterbelize.com.
You could also catch us live on Facebook every weekday morning at Open Your Eyes BC, or Instagram for all the behind the scenes content at OYE Belize. We even have TikTok. You could follow us on TikTok at openyoureyes.bz.
And then you can call us or text us on our OYE phone number. That's 675-2555. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow for What the Friday, when you open your eyes
and start your morning right.
Until then, be sure to keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts wide open.
Have a wonderful Thursday, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.